Hey folks, it's 1982. Schwarzenegger has announced that they're making Conan the Destroyer. David Hills, that's Joe D'Amato spelled upside down,
Really? I don't think so.
felt there had to be an Ator sequel regardless. And that movie was called?
Ator 2.
I'm sorry. You have to call it by its real name. Ator 2, the Invincible Orion.
Ator 2, the Invincible Orion.
You need to say the correct title. It's pronounced the Blademaster, duh.
The Blademaster, then.
It's called Cave Dwellers, duh.
Cave Dwellers. Is that right now?
I think it's just called Ator 2. Or on IMDb, it's called the Blademaster.
Jeez. We only watched one movie, right? With what, 4 or 5? How many different names? Okay.
But people...
Anyway, it was the second Ator that we watched.
Hold on, people.
Woo.
You need to have seen the first Ator movie before you saw this movie.
No, you
because
didn't.
Because if people didn't see the first Ator, they may get confused going into this movie blindly.
Well, you don't see Ator right away.
I'm kidding. You're safe. This movie has such terrible continuity. You could just rename it Atlas Shrugged 4: The Prequel and be just slightly less confused.
Okay. So, do you want to start where the movie starts?
In a cave with a bunch of
The cave
cavemen?
dwellers.
Yeah.
Well, the scientist or the prophecy or whatever he was.
The wizard?
No, he wasn't a wizard.
Merlin?
He
Knock
wasn't
off
a
Merlin?
No. Because he had all these maps. He created that sphere. Remember?
You sure that wasn't the other movie we saw?
No, it was.
Okay.
Because it was that lighted thing that he showed his daughter.
Was
His
it the
daughter
green thing?
was-
Or no?
No, it wasn't green.
Okay, good.
It was bright light. His daughter's name was Neela. And they were expecting intruders. And her father actually taught Ator physics or something.
Even though I don't remember this character being in the first Ator.
No, he wasn't. So then Ator, he sent his daughter, she had to go east, as far east, until the end of the world. And that's where she would find Ator.
She had to run so far... She had to run so far out of that cave, in the next shot she's in broad daylight in the middle of a field.
Yeah, not far from the cave.
I guess she can portal or something.
So anyway, she keeps running and running and running.
Yeah, it's like The Sound of Music.
And then Ator, she finally finds him, what, in the forest with those other women? Or was that the first one?
I think he's also in a cave. I think he's also in a cave.
He's got a sidekick, an Asian sidekick.
Named Thong or something?
Yeah, Thong.
I made a joke
He
like...
didn't speak, so he was, what is it when you don't speak?
Mute.
Mute, okay.
I made a joke like, his name is Thong, shouldn't her name be like Panties or something, or Bra? And you were like, I don't get that joke. And I'm like, well, his name is Thong. Oh, by the way, this movie suddenly gets way more mystical and literally magical and sorcery-ish than the first one.
And plus, he gets played. His kindness gets played by those two people that ran from the village into the forest.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think Ator is the only character that comes back for this one. Because his love interest at the end of the first movie isn't in this one.
No, she's not.
So it's this new chick, Natalie Portman, Keira Knightley looking girl.
So she ran as far east as she could.
You know, I'm willing to bet that if the woman who played her in this, if she said like, or if someone told her, hey, in that movie you look like Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley, she probably would not be like, oh, why'd you compare me to those two? She'd probably be like, awesome!
Cool. This is the only movie I made. Woohoo!
I'm sure she made a lot more.
I don't know. Have to look
This,
her up.
and then a bunch of stuff happens.
Right. He ends up when they find the two people that ran away from their village. And so Ator was going back to the village to explain to the tribe leaders that, they didn't have to sacrifice or whatever.
You have this here. That's
Okay. But it was a trap.
now. If this movie seems confusing to you, there's a reason. One was that it was made shortly after the first Ator movie,
Quickly, too, you said.
and also this movie didn't have a script really. That's how fast this went into production. And if you thought Joe D'Amato's writing and directing was bad in the first one, that's him with a script.
Yeah. So they end up going back to the village, but the Asian sidekick Thong, he doesn't get seen. Stop, that's connected.
Okay.
He doesn't get seen, and so they were like, Thor's like, I will help you fight them.
Ator,
sorry. Same concept, right? And
there
we'll
was
build a fence. Okay, the horses can't come from this way. They won't come from that way. So if we build a fence where they come in, I need 3 strong men, I need rope, and I need boards. You.
Can I just get to the part I really want to talk about?
They poisoned him.
Well, didn't they try to poison? Didn't they poison him in the first one too?
No, that witch.
That sorceress.
That creepy thing.
Medusa.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, people. You see what happened in the first movie because this movie has like a 4 or 5 minute intro, flashback to remind you. Spoiler alert. Joe
He didn't have the bear cub with him, did he?
Like I said, Ator is the only one that came back for the sequel.
Wow. So the village...
Did the bear want too much money?
So the village...
the stock footage...
huts were made a lot smaller than the first one.
The stock footage deer wanted more money, apparently.
Yeah, and they were only
30, 40 seconds in the movie.
Hieroglyphic or whatever.
Hieroglyph.
They're not really there. You see them, but they're not really there.
Spirit, maybe?
So,
Um,
he wanted to protect the village. If they kidnapped Ator and were going to turn him over to the other guy, then his village would be spared. But guess what? No. The village gets burned down. Ator and Neela get taken back to this guy's prison or whatever.
and apparently Joe D'Amato is tired of snakes, or is tired of spiders, and has moved on to snakes, which...
Snakes in a hole.
Am I crazy to criticize a Joe D'Amato ripoff of Conan for being inconsistent about something? Ah, heck, I'll do it.
Yeah, so there were, in the first one was small tarantulas with this big fake spider.
Yeah.
This one has like gardener snakes. They sound like rattlers.
Yeah.
And then this big cloth
Which
thing.
I can't imagine Joe D'Amato buying real rattlesnakes.
No, he probably just had a toy one.
Yeah. But for the most part we were looking, it was like they look like boas and pythons.
Yeah.
I don't see any, because rattlesnakes, it's the tail that has that rattly sound. It's like I don't see that anywhere here. I don't see any of the snakes having
And most
it.
of the tails were covered up with the other snakes and that. So one
And there
by
were, like,
one,
four-
did they
and there were,
sacrifice
like-
4 ladies before Neela and Ator?
And weren't there like 4 different containers that they all fell into? Because you said where's the other lady?
Well, we didn't see the side huge snake. Whoa, 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 whoa. And it was cloth. You could tell it was fake.
And when they fell down, you could see some bones. And
The
you,
skulls. The skulls were left.
yeah, well,
But don't snakes
there was
like
also some
swallow
bones
you?
as well.
But don't they swallow you whole? They don't bite, and they're not cannibals. They just swallow you whole. They measure.
No, these are
up to you.
rattlesnakes. These are rattlesnakes, so maybe they took bites.
Mm. But you never saw the snakes with
They're not
huge
boas.
lumps in them.
They're not boas. They're python. They're rattlesnakes.
And how they threw the women down was head first. It's like, whoa, better have soft padding down there.
There was
There wasn't a trampoline because they didn't come back up.
There was a scene where, or as soon as I saw like the bones in it, I made a joke. I was like, "Hey, Joe D'Amato, you're getting your anthropophagus in my Ator."
Yeah.
Or absurd in my Ator.
We have 2 more Ators? Or 3?
Yes.
2, right? Ugh.
Now, if you find this movie...
Confusing, it is.
No, if you find this movie on DVD, you might be okay. However, if you find this movie on YouTube, chances are they won't include the ending.
Oh.
So, you might also have to find a Groovy Movies version that includes like the remaining like 10 minutes of the movie. And it's
because it cut off, remember?
And it's a good thing because those last 10 minutes
they were very important.
Well, before those last 10 minutes, we understood everything. We didn't understand anything. Well, if the
movie headed back to her father's cave.
And they broke up, I guess.
Well, he said he cannot just be with her. He has to protect all the people that need protection.
Didn't he have like 2 lovers in the first movie?
Well, but he was drugged for one. And he did not make out with his fiancée.
Or what about his, what he thought was his sister?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He did not make out with her. They did not get
Wasn't
married.
There another girl?
No, I
thought there was someone else.
No, the other one, he was supposed to. She was supposed to.
No, the one.
Blonde-haired.
Yeah, the one that the one that saved him from that sorcerer.
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
They were supposed to, but they didn't.
So, Hollywood, put this movie out on Blu-ray so that way people won't be confused.
No, have it a collection. 1, 2, 3, 4, and all the other names. So you get 4 movies that are probably like 36.
95 maybe.
102.
With Joe D'Amato's 60 pseudonyms.
Oh my God. And telling you which country they went to. Poland, Czechoslovakia, whatever. Germany,
those were
whatever.
the alternate those were where the alternate titles came from.
Yeah, in all these different countries.
Yeah.
Woo.
Join us next time where,
Yeesh.
you know what, I'm Atored out. So...
Maybe we just watch movies for fun. Well, we still got 2 more left.
Hold on, let me look at this piece of paper that's somehow in my hands. Let's
Where?
see. Let me look.
You can read that tiny thing? You write so small.
Let me see. I just thought of something.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, these movies were based on Conan the Barbarian.
Which was Arnold, right?
Yeah, and Conan the Destroyer. Except I've seen both of those.
So that's why you're putting me through this misery?
I'm trying to think. Wait a minute! Schwarzenegger did another sword and sorcery movie.
Really?
I'll be back with the accent.
Great.
Hasta la vista, babies.
Bye-bye.